What's going on, everybody? It's Aurora coming at you with a brand new video, and tonight we got some more reveals from the Konami JP account, and this time it's actually not from Rage of the Abyss, but rather from the next deck build pack. I believe it's called Deck Build Pack Crossover Breakers or something like that, and we got the first archetype revealed being the Raizeol archetype, or Raizeol archetype. I'll just call it Raizeol because it's easier to say. And they kind of remind me a lot of like Math Mech mixed with Sprite in terms of the artwork, so let's go ahead and not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get right into this. So starting off, we have Sword Raizeol. It is a level 4 Fire Thunder with 1500 attack and 200 defense. It says you can only special it with the first effect once per turn, and you can only use the second effect once per turn. If you have a Raizeol monster on your field or in your grave, you can special this card from your hand, but if summoned this way, you cannot special from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except rank 4s. And if it's normal or special summon, you can add a Light Pyro from your deck to your hand. So this kind of shows what the gimmick of the archetype seems to be, which is locking yourself into Xyz monsters, but also there's the fact that it revolves around Light Pyros and Fire Thunders. And currently, other than its own archetype, the only targets for this are all of the Helios monsters, like off the Macrocosmos stuff. And then we have Incantation Candle, interestingly enough. But other than that, it is basically just kind of locking itself into its own archetype. So maybe the rank 4 Xyz restriction won't be so bad depending on what they end up getting. Otherwise, it might be a little bit harsh. Moving on, we have Node Raizeol. It is level 4 Fire Thunder, 1400 attack, and 1600 defense. You can only special with the first effect once per turn, and use the second effect once per turn. If you have an Xyz on your field or in your grave, you can special it from your hand, but you're locked into rank 4s. And you can send a card from your hand or field to the grave, then target a Raizeol in your graveyard, except Node, and special it in defense, but its effects are negated. Seems like another decent extender for the archetype. Also allows you to get some more stuff from your graveyard by sending stuff. Might give you some more advantage by sending, might just be like a quote-unquote neg to send. Also kind of sucks that it does negate the effects of the things that you summon, but might be a little too good, quote-unquote, if you were to summon back Sword, for example, and then like get a Search or whatever. But we'll have to see what else this can actually summon first. Their first Light Pyro is Ice Raizeol, which is okay. Is a level 4 Light Pyro with 700 attack and 1000 defense. You can only special with the first effect, use the second effect once, and you can special it from your hand by sending a card from hand or field to the graveyard, and then it locks you, of course, and then on normal summon, interestingly enough, you can special a Raizeol from your deck except Ice. Seems like a pretty solid card, basically just a tour guide for the archetype without negating the effects of the monster. It does kind of suck that this does conflict with the first effect, but I guess this can kind of just be like a last-ditch way to get an extra extender without having to rely on this being hand-trapped or something. Next we have X Raizeol. Is he just not a Raizeol anymore? It's a level 4 Light Pyro, 500 attack and 2000 defense. You can only special with the first effect once, use the second effect once, exact same restrictions on like all of these. You can special it from your hand by sending an Xyz from your extra deck to the graveyard, but it locks you into Xyz. And if it's normal or special summoned and all face-up monsters you control are level or rank 4 monsters, you can add a Fire Thunder from your deck to your hand. So I guess it's a little easier to summon than Raizeol, quote-unquote, but, oh, sorry, I'm going way too far down. But it kind of just has a way harder restriction on being able to search, so don't really know why they figured they should be that harsh on X Raizeol compared to Sword Raizeol, but it is a pretty good way to get a body on board. Plus, they might have graveyard effects on their Xyz monsters, which could be pretty damn good. Their final main deck monster is Palma Raizeol. Is a level 4 Fire Thunder with 1200 attack and 2400 defense. It cannot be normal summoned or set and must first be special by shuffling a Raizeol from your hand or graveyard into the main or extra deck. It says you cannot special from the extra deck except rank 4s, and once per turn if it bows an opponent's monster during damage calc, you can send a level 4 from your hand or deck to the grave, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to that monster's until the end of the battle phase. I'm not sure how I feel about the second effect. I mean, this probably isn't going to stay on board that long, but I guess it could be pretty funny to send something like Trick Clown, I guess. But it is a pretty solid body to get on board. Being able to shuffle back your resources to get a 2400 wall on board is pretty cool, but again, getting back those resources is definitely the big thing. Combos very, very well with X Raizeol, so you can get 2 bodies on board really easily and just basically get them out for free. Their first Xyz is Raizeol Dual Drive. It is a rank 4 Fire Thunder with 2500 attack and 2000 defense. It requires 2 or more level 4s, and you can only use the first and third effect once per turn. On special summon, you can attach a Raizeol from your graveyard to it as material. For each material attached to it, your monsters gain 100 attack and your opponents lose 100 attack. And during your main phase, you can attach 2 from your Xyz monsters, and if you do, add 2 Raizeol cards with different names from your deck to your hand. this seems like a very, very strong card here. You get extra materials on Special Summon, which is really good at getting you more resources for this, of course, and of course for juicing up your stuff and lowering your opponent's stuff, kind of like a Chengying, but on rank 4, which is really good. And it also affects all of your monsters, which is cool. But this definitely seems like the really big thing here. Being able to search 2 kind of just guarantees you another Xyz monster on board from your Raizeol monsters, not even including the spells or traps you might be able to search. Really solid card to start off the Xyz lineup. And their other Xyz monster this wave is Raizeol Detonator. It is level 4 Light Pyro, or sorry, rank 4 Light Pyro, with 3000 attack and 2500 defense, and it requires 2 or more level 4 Raizeol monsters specifically. You can only use the first and third effect once per turn. If it's Special Summon, you can attach a monster from your graveyard to it as material. Okay, so it kind of has like opposite restrictions as the last one. The last one could use generic materials, but can only attach Raizeols, but this can use only Raizeols, but can attach any monster. Also, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can attach a material from this card, then target a card in the field and destroy it. Keep in mind, this is not a hard once per turn, so in theory, you could use it bare minimum 3 times. And if an Xyz monster you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can attach a material from this card instead. Seems like a pretty damn solid boss monster. I mean, again, non-once per turn pop that you can have many of, probably at least 4 most likely, if you get like the 3 bodies on board to go into it, then attach one from your graveyard, and then you also have some pretty decent protection, and it's a really big body as well that combos super well with the duo drive, so that seems really good to end on. Their spell is Raizeol Plug-in. It is a quick play that says you can only activate 1 per turn. You target an Xyz or Raizeol in your graveyard or banishment and special it, then you can attach a Raizeol card from your deck to your rank 4 Xyz as material. Also, you cannot declare attacks for the rest of the turn except with rank 4 Xyz. Wow, this seems like a card that Goblin would have absolutely loved instead of that new trap card they just got. But yeah, it's a really good Monster Reborn / DDR, I guess, that also gets you an attach from your deck, which can make your stuff even bigger with the duo drive. It could give you another search off of your duo drive. It can make your Detonator have an extra pop. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Finally, Raizeol Hole Thruster, which is the card that everyone's making fun of the name of, because why would you name a card Hole Thruster, bro? That's so stupid, but it's a normal trap that says you can only use each effect once per turn. Target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Raizeol Xyz monsters you control. Destroy them, then you can attach a Raizeol card from your graveyard to your rank 4 monster as material, and you can banish it from your graveyard to immediately Xyz summon using monsters you control, including a Raizeol. It can potentially be a bare minimum pop 2, probably more once this archetype inevitably gets more support, because let's be real, they're not going to give a rank 4 archetype only 2 rank 4s. Also gives you more food for an extra pop off of your Detonator, and also lets you Xyz someone on the opponent's turn, which can Xyz into anything, by the way. So it could actually end up being like really funny in case you like use all of your Detonator stuff, your duo drive stuff, pop cards off of this, and then you overlay 2 normal non-Xyz monsters into Baguska, which that could be pretty damn funny. With that being said, that's it for the Raizeol archetype. What do I think about it so far? Right off the bat, this looks pretty damn strong. I mean, that's what everyone was saying on Twitter. I didn't really get anything like exactly spoiled for me, but a lot of people were saying that this does seem very solid. I actually do like it a lot. It seems very simplistic, but very good. Very easy rank 4 Xyz spam archetype. It literally just a rank 4 Xyz spam archetype. It locks you into those specifically. But I mean, the rank 4 pool is basically the most diverse Xyz pool in the entire game. One of the most diverse extra deck pools in general. And so you have a lot of different things you can use. Again, Baguska, Tornado Dragon, which is getting reprinted in here apparently. You have, you know, the Draco line, or sorry, not Draco lines, the Utopia lines, you know. I mean, hell, you could go into like the Utopia double play if you really wanted to. Just a bunch of super cool things you can do. Very easy swarming in the deck. Like, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's super hand trappable because they have a lot of extenders. You have really solid boss monsters, and you're probably going to get even more in the future. This is a really good extender / follow-up card. This is a really good end piece. Generally, I could easily see this even without extra support right off the bat being a solid tier 2 bare minimum contender, especially with the right pilot and with the right amount of like ratios figured out. But I don't know, that's just my opinion. Let us down in the comments below, because that's gonna do it for the video. If you liked it, please leave a like, as I'll split this video and the channel into the recommended. And all this content, make sure to like it, like the rest of my review series, then perhaps consider subscribing and turning on notifications if you haven't already, because support your channel more than anything else, and it's absolutely free. Also, you know, support me directly, getting some awesome TCG merchandise in the process. Check out Tapio cards and link down below. Use code Aurora5 for 5% off your purchase at checkout, and support me financially. Also, Also, if you want to support me directly and financially while getting some other cool benefits, check out my Patreon as well for some cool benefits from the $1 and $5 tiers. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Aurora, signing off.